My name's Guy Kesteven, and I've been a professional bike and kit tester for nearly 25 years. And to be honest, most of today was about coming out and riding and reviewing these coefficient wave bars. But to be honest, like a lot of times this past year, I've been out riding in this Spatz base layer, Spatz Glovz, and this new BurnR gilet. I thought, well, I've got a bit of battery life left on the camera, so I may as well talk to you about them as well. So, Spatz base layer, as you can see, loads and loads of different textures and weaves. That extends all the way over the back as well, so it's stretching and hugging your body and holding in warmth and kind of giving you mobility and movement in loads of different ways. It's it's more expensive than a standard base layer, but it's far more complex than most base layers as well. And it does a brilliant job. Yeah, I mean, it leaves some strange stripes on your arms. That'll take some explaining. It looks like you've been abducted by aliens the first few times. And, you know, it's got a high neck on it, which I wasn't a big fan of at first. But that is so good. If you're out in a shell and it's like peeing down, the warmth and kind of comfort that gives you is so, it's just an absolute gift. And I've kind of gone from, yeah, it's become, I mean, as you can see, I'm wearing it as an outer layer today. I don't think that's what it's designed for, because obviously it's got a fair amount of perforation in some sections where it's designed to trap air, but it works really well under a soft shell, works brilliantly under something like a shake dry layer, and today it's working really well under this new gilet they've bought out. I mean, this is like Spanx for your body. I mean, obviously I'm a skinny little runt anyway, this is a size small, and it's a very similar kind of multi-layer woven construction to you know, the base layer underneath. There you go, there's a bit more Spatz superhero logo there, but then you've got these little panels up the top there. You've got just a little bit of windproofing and sort of shower proofing where you know, the weather's gonna hit you the hardest when you're down chewing the bars in an aero tuck, because you got to remember, Spatz is proper pro level stuff. It's not your comfy, designed to suit a podgy Sunday rider, make them look good. Although, to be fair, I reckon this gilet would hold in a fair amount of excess indulgence before it kind of bulged out the top or the armpits. And again, kind of like all Spatz stuff I've used, at first I was like, okay, it's very expensive, and I've got stuff that does the job fine. I mean, you know, the classic sort of shell gilet does the job fine, but this thing is crazy. You know, they just seem to, Tom just seems to have this knack of making things that are never crazy warm, but they're never cold, whatever you put them through. I'm going to talk about the gloves in a minute, because again, they were a definite, why would you pay 65 quid for these? I can barely feel they're warm at all. But anyway, sorry, back to the base layer. The best thing I can liken it to is when I once accidentally let a can of Raljex off in my rowing gear when I was at college, and I was out just going, why am I so unholy warm when everybody else is shivering in the sleet in a little boat on Exeter Ship Canal? And then I realised, you know, and we all smelt of Raljex, to be honest, but suddenly I was like, oh my god, I've got this insane inner warmth. And that's exactly the same as this gilet. I mean, obviously it's so slim it'll fit under pretty much anything, and it packs away to nothing. I would like rear pockets, I'm not gonna lie. Rear pockets would make this super handy. You know, it's just if I've got the angle right, it's just a simple back under there. So as you can see, I came out in a shell and that's now bundled up and stuffed underneath. But if you had, you know, the classic 3 pockets on the back, but you know, that's going to cut down the breathability, it's going to increase the bulk size, and you know, I guess if you're a pro who's using it, you're always going to have a trade team jersey on there. But I have to say again, you know, proper pricey bit of kit, and as you'll have worked out by now, I'm not pro enough to do it up while still holding it one-handed. But you know, you have got a big chunky zip puller on there. And going back to these gloves, obviously the fact they're so tactile is one of the big wins with them. You've got these epoxy gel palm grip there, you've got extra grippers. Try not to hit that bollard. You've got extra grippers on the fingertips there, and it's really neat, look at that. Little pinky poke through there for really accurate, you know, playlist management, or, you know, taking your Insta photo with your angel boners there, coming out of the sun over the windmills. And let me get through this gate. And also, now I've rolled it down and you can see it, you've got a really, really long cuff on there. So that warmth extends all the way up into your wrists. And you've got reinforcing there on the thumb and on the base of them as well. And then, if it does get a bit breezy or a bit showery, you just pull this little cozy out the back there, out there. Let me get those ones where you've a dog running out in front of me, and then you've got this full lobster style mitt there. Cheers. So, you know, loads of extra protection, and then if you suddenly need to get a bit more grip and dexterity back in, because that's the real strong point of this gloves, is that you genuinely don't know you're wearing them. You just tuck it into the back again there, and you know, you got your logo and a bit of reflectivity there too. And if these gloves aren't warm enough for you, they do a new thermals glove, which is almost identical, but slightly thicker fleecy fabric, slightly more weatherproof lobster to go over the top, and a really nice zip along the cuff for a really snug kind of fit over your shell layer. And they also do a Neos, which is a really, really premium quality waterproof neoprene glove. So there you go, bit of a rough and ready one this one, but Spatz, for people who ride in horrible conditions, want a really, really brilliant sort of warmth management kit, minimal bunk, and don't worry about spending a bit of brass to get it, because they're sick of buying stuff that doesn't really perform when it needs to. So, thanks for watching. Please consider joining these folk who sponsor me on Patreon with a monthly subscription, and they get extra behind the scenes extended and sort of bonus footage. And like, share, subscribe, and yeah, I've been Guy Kesteven on GuyKes TV, trying not to hit gates on the cycle path, while talking about the latest kit from Spatz. I'll put a link to the site down below, and see what else Tom comes up with shortly. Oh, and I better do the overshoes at some point as well, where he all started.